senior editor with Organization Trends and Foundation Watch Capital Research. Matthew Vadum, vadum.com is his website. Twitter at Vadum or at Capital Research. Hey, Matthew, welcome back.
Hey, how are you? You forgot. Also author of Subversion, Inc.
You're right. Author of Subversion, Inc.
Books last year.
You're absolutely right. Us authors have to help each other out here. My apologies.
Well, and I bow to you because what do you have? 20 books or so?
23, yeah, in print. I'm the hyperactive one.
I don't know where you find the time.
Yeah, I don't either. Matthew, I am baffled. We just did the last hour where I just threw the lines open to all our callers and said, what do you think Mitt Romney's hiding? Why won't he release his tax returns? I'm curious your thoughts on this.
Well, I don't know if he's hiding anything. I don't particularly care about the details of what he did or didn't do at Bain Capital as of a certain date, whether he was still employed there or whether he still had signing authority or whether he didn't. Basically, this is just a naked attack on capitalism.
Wait a minute. Asking to see a candidate for president of the United States income tax returns is an attack on capitalism?
Well, the attack on Bain Capital is an attack on capitalism.
Nobody's asking to see Bain Capital's tax returns.
No, but it's all tied in. It's all basically, it's all the same subject.
Bain Capital's not a sub-S corporation.
Mitt Romney is being accused of being a capitalist. David Axelrod and Patrick Gaspard of the DNC, formerly with Acorn and the Working Families Party of New York, are saying that Mitt Romney is guilty of doing what capitalists do, that he has put money offshore, that he has done things like outsource jobs, and they're going on a fishing expedition hoping that some ancient tax returns of his will give them fodder.
Matthew, I think you're probably right. And here's the question that I would have to ask you in that context then. Is it possible that there are good ways to be a capitalist and bad ways to be a capitalist?
Well, being a welfare capitalist is not good. In other words, lobbying Congress and lobbying state legislatures in order to get special deals, sweetheart deals.
Right. So Romney got one of those. I mean, he paid a maximum 15% income tax on his income because it was called carried interest. Carried interest was a giant tax loophole that was lobbied for by Wall Street banksters, and it may well be Bain Capital was one of the people lobbying for it.
I'm talking about unleashing lobbyists and getting lawmakers to approve special provisions and laws.
But the larger question of good capitalism versus bad capitalism.
Romney, I think you're getting a little in the weeds there.
Let's step out of the weeds. Let's
to look for that tax loophole. He simply followed the law and took advantage.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go back. Let's go back to 1881. Right?
Was that Grover Cleveland?
That would have been the first year, Grover Cleveland's administration. That's correct.
He was a fine president.
He was, actually. He was the only Democrat who was elected during the entire Gilded Age, and he was elected twice, and they weren't consecutive, interestingly enough. But in any case, Grover Cleveland, I'm not sure that I know Grover Cleveland was president in 87, 88, but here's what happened. 1881 was when the Sherman Antitrust Act was put into law. And Senator Sherman from Ohio put that thing forward. And the reason why was because of the business practices of John Rockefeller. John Rockefeller was literally going into collusion with railroads and with trucking companies who were necessary to transport oil to market, and was buying trucking companies so that his smaller competitors would not have access to transportation of their oil. He was locking out the marketplace. That was viewed at the time as bad capitalism. And then Teddy Roosevelt in the 1900s, I think it was 1906, actually Teddy Roosevelt set it up. It was William Howard Taft who actually executed it it must have been 1910, 1911, something like that, broke Standard Oil into 28 separate companies because, again, they were practicing bad capitalism. It wasn't capitalism in the public interest. Is it conceivable that Mitt Romney has been practicing bad capitalism? He's been practicing capitalism in a way that hurts American workers, hurts the American economy, is fundamentally anti-American. And if so, shouldn't you and I both condemn that?
What Mitt Romney did, from what I understand, when he was at Bain Capital, is he was involved in deals that restructured debt and that helped to rescue failing businesses. Some shut down, some were saved. That's the nature of markets. That's how these things work.
But that's not exclusively what he did, Matthew. There were companies that Bain bought that were functional and profitable.
Some snidely whiplash figure sitting there rubbing his palms together.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well, what evidence do you have? You're just hoping that turns up in his tax returns from 1990 or something like that.
No, you look at the people. There was that paper plant that was actually it was a profitable ongoing venture, and it was quite profitable. And Bain Capital looked at it and said, we could cut a bunch of this workforce, and we could ship this stuff overseas. They brought it. They had the employees build a 30-foot stage. And then the guys from Bain came in, stood on the stage 3 weeks later and said, you're all fired. They shut down the plant. They moved their operations overseas, and 300 and some odd good working middle-class jobs vanished. That was done by Bain Capital. That's the kind of thing that Mitt Romney says, I wasn't involved in. Bain Capital did that in 2001. But that's the kind of stuff that Bain Capital was doing. And I'm asking the question, is that bad capitalism? Could it be that bad capitalism is the kind of thing that Mitt Romney's trying to hide?
Shutting down a business and which causes people to lose their jobs is not necessarily an example of what you might call bad capitalism.
Why not?
Bad capitalism is, in my view, working in collusion with other businesses to fix prices or to lobby Congress or a state legislature to get special favors.
Okay, so you're opposed to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce.
I'm actually not. I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, so we agree on that point. But here's the larger question, Matthew. When we incorporate, and this is a corporation. I have a corporation. This little business, this radio show. When you incorporate, you get special privileges from the government. I can take my employees here out to lunch, and we can deduct it from our taxes. If you and I went to lunch, well, actually, if we went to lunch and we talked business, we could deduct it from our taxes because I have a corporation. But if we didn't have a corporation, we couldn't do that, right? So, and that's just the smallest, most obvious thing. There's 1,000 benefits to incorporation. The reason, well, let me just finish this thought, and then I'll throw it to you, and you can riff on it extensively, okay? Matthew, just let me finish this thought, and because I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on this. When we give somebody all these benefits of corporation, we expect them to behave in a way that benefits society. That's the only reason that we allow corporations to exist. At what point do you say this corporation isn't benefiting American society?
Well, that's not for people who believe in free markets to say. Most of the time, I would think. You see,
why?
You've got me arguing here on alien terrain, okay? Because you don't believe in capitalism. You think that
I'm not a capitalist. I'm a free enterprisist, but I don't disbelieve in capitalism. I believe in regulated capitalism.
The Democratic Socialists of America, so I don't think you're much of a capitalist. But
most Democratic socialists are also in favor of a capitalist system. They're not mutually exclusive.
Well, we'll save that for
I'm not a
show,
Stalinist.
Nobody ever accused you of that. But the point is, businesses are created to make money. The whole idea, as Adam Smith
to make money in a way that benefits society. Adam Smith wrote a whole book about this called Theory of Moral Sentiments.
The baker doesn't bake bread in order to help the people in his community.
No, but we give that baker tax breaks because we want him to feed people.
But because he does bake that bread, people benefit. So his enlightened self-interest benefits the community. Okay. And that's what capitalism is supposed to be about. And that's what a lot of people, including a lot of people in the Republican Party, have forgotten. That they don't believe in a level playing field.
I got it. Matthew, we're out of time. Last word to you. Matthew Vadum, MatthewVadum.com, author of Subversion, Inc. Thank you, Matthew.